Hello, my name is Callie Trado, and I am the reading specialist here in the Deaf Elementary School. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of the dorm staff, because you are reading coaches in the dorm. You have an important role to read with students and make sure that they're getting reading every single day. Thank you. You may know that every student in Deaf Elementary School is required to read every afternoon. For some students, it's 15 minutes, and for others, it might be 30 minutes. The reason that independent reading is so crucial is because it has a lot of benefits for students. The first is that it will help improve the students' reading skills. A lot of research shows that there's a correlation between amount of time reading and reading skills development. Students who read few minutes a day typically don't make reading gains, but students who read a lot every day do make gains. Additionally, a lot of research shows that vocabulary growth is correlated to amount of time spent reading. Now, you might be reading with a student, and if the student doesn't know a word, you might be wondering what to do. Here are some tips. First, give it some wait time. Don't jump in and correct them and fix their error. Watch them and see. They may correct themselves after stopping and thinking and figuring out what the word means. If they do that, give them praise. If the student gets stuck and they don't know what to do, you can give them the word or you can ask them what they think. If the student signs a wrong sign for the word, you have different options of what you can do. If it's a wrong word but it's not super important for the meaning, you can ignore it and keep going. You can also ask the student, if it's an important word, ask the student, does that make sense? For example, if the student is signing a sentence and the word is cat, and the student looks at it and they sign car, you may ask the student, what's in that picture right there? And the student may sign cat, and they may realize their own mistake. Another thing you can do is just give them the sign for the word and move on. Don't take a lot of time or dwell on the fact they made an error. Just give them a sign and keep reading. The goal is comprehension. Now, another important thing to do is discuss with students while they're reading. Maybe while you're reading, you can stop and you say, oh, I wonder what do you think is going to happen next? Or why is that girl mad? You can take time to explain and chat with your students about what they're reading. Now, similarly, you can chat with students anytime about books. For example, maybe you're walking to rec. You can ask a student, what book are you reading right now? Or what's happening in the book? Or who's in the book? What are the characters in the book you're reading now? Or maybe in the cafeteria while students are eating, you can say, oh, hey, what's your favorite book? I also encourage you to think about your own favorite books. Share your favorite books with students. Maybe you're reading something right now that you can tell the story to the students about what's happening in the book. I know in the past some staff have read aloud stories to students, and I know that the students were really fascinated by that process. So think about your favorite book. Take time to discuss books and reading with students. Now finally, the goal for independent reading is to enjoy reading. If students love reading, then they're going to read a lot more. They're going to use a lot of time for reading, and which means they're going to develop their reading skills. If students don't like reading and they feel like they're being forced to read, they're not going to read a lot. So keep it fun, keep it light, and keep it enjoyable for students. And show your own love for reading too. If students bring home a book or to the dorm and they don't seem super interested in it, or maybe it's not the right level, it's a little bit too hard for the students, feel free to contact the teacher. The teachers here in Deaf Elementary School are absolute experts at finding books that are right for their students, and we have a lot of books at FSDB. We're very fortunate. Feel free to contact the teacher, or you can contact me as well. I don't mind helping students find good books. Thank you so much for your work with students. You are reading teachers too. If you need to contact me, feel free. You have my information in the email I sent to you. And happy reading!